Mobile device not found. Ready to pair. Connected to monoclave.
Hey Doom, good evening man. Well, I'm okay, but since yesterday my knee started hurting when I was walking, so I'm a little bit careful. I had a rest day yesterday because of that, and today we're doing it a little bit easier, but we wanted to get moving again. Not really sure if it's because of all the climbing we've been doing. He's doing now. If he's doing it now, I'll join. I'll try to join right after this one. I have only 9 kilometers left for this batch, and then I can try to join you, if I can, get some altitude meters in. Once I finish this, I think it will take like 20 minutes more to finish this one. It's the greatest London loop I'm doing. It's 25.6k, so I'm 10k on the dot from now. About 200 meters of climbing to go. Yeah, I'm feeling great on the bike though, that's the worst part. So it hurts. Well, it doesn't feel exactly right when I'm resting, but now I'm on the bike, it feels really normal and there's no problem. So let's hope that's a good thing. But just to be sure, we're taking it easy, getting some batch done and getting some altitude meters. Just relax. Yeah, didn't really want to gamble on doing a race because I was feeling like racing today all afternoon, but with the knee not being 100%, I didn't think that was a good idea to go all out for half an hour or more. Yeah, and then I get the free downhill as well, right? Did you guys already start for the 10th climb? See, if I go standing on the pedals, then I feel the knee. So I think it has something to do with being on the pedals with higher power the last couple of days, more than usual. Those TTTs, they look awesome, but everybody I've been seeing has been going quite fast on them. Wouldn't be able to follow, I guess. And the team I'm in, the Belgium team, is not really doing that those ones. I have a good bike fit, so it's not the problem. I spent a lot of money in a professional bike fit a couple of months ago. It was just after I started Zwifting. They analyzed me with videos and stuff, put a lot of dots on my on my body to see my positioning. So the position on this bike is the best I can have at this point. I was sitting totally wrong before that. I just think I have to get used a little bit to climbing more. We've climbed over 10,000 meters last 3 weeks, which is quite a lot for me. And we're getting better on it, so we're pushing higher wattages. I guess that has something to do with it. I wonder if you can cheat the game. Like for example, if you are doing up to Zwift and I late join you just before you reach the top, and I cross the finish line. Does it count as a whole climb? Because that way it's easy to cheat the 25 climb badge. Won't be a fan of doing that though, but just wondering. Yeah. I have the wheels already, but you do get a lot of experience as well, right? I think if you get the wheels, you get 1000 XP if you already have them. So yeah. Just have to climb this lead hill first. It's about 340 altitude meters, so about 240 to go, and then the downhill part to the finish line. That's it. Hey Bike Beast, man, how are you? Thanks, I hope your day is going well. Trying to finishing up this this London batch, and then we'll join Doom and his friends up the Alp for a bit, get some extra altitude in for today. VR resting will never be standard, man. Everybody who tries it is crazy for sure. Totally berserks. Probably one day we'll decide to try it as well, but I don't know why. It's crazy. It's really crazy. And every time I hit the top of the Alp, I'm almost 100% dead. And then I had to do that 9 times in a row. Crazy. And then 10 minutes downhill, turn around and go back up. Like my fastest time is 1 hour and 3 minutes. So that means if I would do that a couple of times, my time would at least be like 1 hour and 20 minutes. At least. So I'll be 12 hours on the bike or something. 12 hours on the bike, man. I can't even start to imagine at this point to spend that amount of time on this bike. I'm hoping to do the Uber Pretzel in 2 weeks in 6 hours, so that's half of the VR resting challenge. Immense. So many people going for it though. Yeah. Like at some point it becomes like, oh, let's do a ride today. Yeah, I'll start doing with the VR rest. I saw this guy last week who did twice VR rest in one day. I mean, come on. What's next? Do it 3 times? Don't get it, 17 climbs. He did 17 climbs up Alp Zwift in one go. No sleep, just a 10 minutes downhill every time to eat something, and that's it. There probably has been for every crazy number, there's a crazy person who wants to try it, right? Everybody wants to do something extra special, because if you do a VFS now, like if you tell somebody, oh yeah, I've done that, it's okay, doesn't feel special anymore then, right? If everybody you know, I've been there, done that, then they're okay, let me get a candy bar, fill up some water, and let's climb 8,800 meters today. Nothing special about it. I'm happy if I climb 3,000, 4,000 meters in 1 week. I felt like I had a heavy week, you know? It was a heavy week, 4,000 meters of climbing. These guys do it in 1 day. 10 hours. Easy. Yeah, true. Yeah, I think I have to schedule that in with the wife, with everybody in my life if I have to ride for 12 hours straight. I already told my wife 2 weeks ago that in the week of 11th of May, I'm going to be on the bike almost 6 hours. So she gets her mind around it, you know. She's not really into cycling that much, so she has no idea what I'm gonna try to do. She didn't think I'm meant to be on 6 hours on this bike, for sure. But you have to plan these things. Most of my rides I'm even without water. I already bought like the hydrate from Isostar, like a big bowl of powder for that ride, so I can mix it up. I got my my Zwift balls ready. I got 2 of these filled with lemon powder then. Hey Physique, thanks for tuning in, man. I've been struggling a bit with my knee since yesterday, so I decided to do a rest day yesterday instead of that race I was planning. Today didn't feel much better, but like I'm pedaling now, I don't feel anything. It's only when I go hard, and even then it doesn't hurt, you can just feel it. So today is a little bit relaxer, taking it easy, getting some recuperation while riding. I'm not going crazy. And then we're doing half the Alp. We're doing we have 7k left, but it's almost all downhill from here, I guess. We still have to climb 40 altitude meters. That's not much up. So I think like 10 minutes we're ready with this one, and then we'll join Doom on the Alp. I don't know where they are at this point, but somewhere halfway Alp du Zwift, and we'll climb that one all the way up the top and go back down, and that will be it for today. But it'll take a while, I guess. Turn 15, perfect. So I'll be there around turn 12. Cheesy commandisi. No. We're still on the plan. We have to get it on the Uber pretzel ride. That's the whole plan. I want to get the Tron bike during that ride. So I'm trying to calculate crazy stuff, do altitude meters, and then once we are at 47,000, we do one of the next days we do the Uber pretzel after that, and we'll get it during that ride. Would be cool, right? To get it like in the middle of the climb of Alpe du Zwift, that sponge, and then get that Tron bike. Yep. That's the plan. Extra motivation on those hard hours. I'm not sure as what time we will have though. I've seen times from 3 hours and something to like 9 hours and something. So I'm guessing I will be somewhere in between that. And we'll be prepared once we're there. 5 more K to go. It goes fast in this downhill. We're flying. You have to maybe explain me how I joined you, Doom, after this one. I've never really joined somebody who was riding already. I think it's just in the main menu and then try to find your name and I click join or something. Hopefully it's that easy. You have to select the map they're on as well. Okay. 3 more kilometers and we're there. Then we get this badge in the pocket as well. Your friend is on his 10th climb already, right, Doom? So let's try and follow then. The Alp is something crazy, right? It's like it's lurking you like a siren. You want to go there, but then once you're doing it, you're like screaming, like, why? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? This isn't fun. This is just crazy stuff. And then once you're top, you're like, nice. That was a nice ride. Well, the entire 50, 60 minutes you were doing that, you were actually complaining about yourself. And then once you're on top, you're feeling great. You're like, yeah, let's do that again sometime. It's crazy how the mind works. And next time, let's try to do it a little bit faster. And at some point, you get that crazy, you do it 8 times or 17 times in a row. I remember exactly that, man. When I'm climbing it, I'm like pushing it probably because the first part is the steepest. If I go fast here, I will gain so much time. And then you're like 4 turns in, you're like, man, what the fuck is this? No, I cannot maintain this for 40 more minutes. What is this? And then 10 minutes in, you're like, I'm still here, I'm still doing it. It gets flatter near the end, right? But then it never gets flatter. Just like the last turn. And maybe like turn 6 or something is a little bit flatter, but still 6 or 7% though. Last time we went up there, it was with the out route challenge. We wanted to push under that hour, so we pushed above FTP for the first 30 minutes, and then we completely crashed. And you see every time, you see the statistics from that last turn, and you see every time going 10 watts less, every turn. Went from 300 to 90 to 80 to 60. So depressing, man. That climb is so depressing. And you don't have like an estimate during the ride as well, right? Like in some comps, they calculate if you hold this power, you'll get there in this time. You don't get that on the Alp for some reason. For some reason, you just have to push all out, and I know in the last turn or something if you will make it or not. Yeah, 1 hour challenge for me, it's a struggle. 600 meters, boys, 600 meters and we're done. We're ready for the Alp after that. I just have to wait for that badge to pop up after the banner, and that should be it. One hour for 25k. I'll take it. I'll take it. The knee is feeling pretty well, so no problem, man. I'll be crossing this banner any second. I will be 300 meters. There it is. There's the banner. There we go. Route complete. So I have to end this ride and start drift again to be able to join you. Yeah, man. And that's a to be done batch, so we're getting there, we're getting there. And the free XP, right? Like this one was 560 XP plus the XP you got from the climb and the ride. So that's like 7 or 800 XP for one ride. I'll take it. Yeah, I'm wondering what Pace is doing. Because I've seen people who VR resting, they're like, normally their time up is like 40 minutes, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm VR resting, I'm going chill 200 watts, I'll be up there in like 50 minutes. It sometimes is better than my best. Watopia? Luis Medeiros, ride with Luis. There we go. I hope I will be able to garage. Let's take the let's take the specialized tarmac, and then the wheels, the lightweight ones. There we go. This is you, right? Okay. Is he standing still or something, or what? Oh my god. I hope it's not hurting his challenge, yeah? Because if you're like climbing 8,000 altitude meters and then your game crashes, that would be something to cry about, I guess. True that. It does feel nice to start the Alp halfway up already though. We're still fresh and we're like, yeah, turn 10. Doing well. This point is where you're normally starting to give up. Which setup are you riding, Doom? Oh, you want to turn my crow as well? Looks like it. Look at us go, man. Professionals. Professionals. You know what I've been wondering about? I've got the Star Mac from the Italian challenge, but it doesn't have the Pro with it. Does it mean it's a different bike and it's actually as good as the Pro? Or is it actually the same? Okay. You have to stand still then? Oh no, okay, so. We can stop for a second if you want. Yeah, very easy. I'm not at all my normal pace or something way under this. I know we're doing about 200 watts now, and I know the first time I did this, that was my goal, to hold 200 watts the entire climb. It has been almost a year now, but I still remember how much I was dying that first climb. And actually was during a race as well. Not sure if it was the Tour de Watopia or another one, but it was a race, so we were really pushing it. Crazy, man. That guy's crazy. So many people though. Normally if you just do this as a ride alone, you're almost riding alone. Now you have a wheel almost every time you go up this. Yeah, but I won't be doing it 8 times anytime soon. Even though the 200 watts does feel pretty easy to hold, we will not be doing that for 8 climbs in a row. So you're at 44k now, Doom. Does that mean you've climbed it 3 times with him already as well? Because if that's the case, man, you can just go for it the entire 8 times. You're halfway there. Turn 9, easy. I've seen a lot of your guys' team doing it last couple of days. The VZTs, they're all in it to win it. You know what I hate in this climb? Like, it goes steady upright, and it's really easy to hold a certain pace. But every time you hit the corner, it like flattens out a little bit, and you lose so much momentum going in there. Like, you are struggling holding a high wattage if you're climbing fast, and then the game requires you to like shift up like 4 or 5 gears, ramp it up for like 50 meters just to maintain the same wattage that you were doing just before. I hate that. I always lose so much momentum and time there. In races as well, I lose wheels. It's crazy. I don't know if that's me, that I'm just doing it wrong or something, but those little flat parts, they kill me so much in this game. And it's not a problem if you're doing it like for fun like now, and then you can just easily ramp it up a bit. But in a race, when you're on your limit, it really hurts giving all that energy on a small flat part where you think it would be a little bit easier. It's actually harder to maintain that pace. It's crazy. It's better they all did it in the same day though. It would be nice to support each other while actually doing it as well. Yeah, I can see that. It's nice, man. Just going with him for a couple of runs. It's amazing. It would be such a nice thing on your mind, knowing there's some people there with you on this climb. Like you're not alone. He's back! Turn 7. Is this his last climb up? Or does he have to do another one after this? Oh yeah, so he's doing 10K, right? Or 10 climbs. We need to have like a little cake party at the side of the road once he hit 10,000. Park to the side, get a little picnic going on, a few beers. Celebrate the insanity. That's crazy, man. That you still have the energy to be like, yeah, let's push for the end. 10 climbs in. I think I will be next to my bike with my hands on the pedals at this point in the race. 10,000. Almost there. Always good beers there, man. If you want beers, you have to go for a... Ah, here he is, man. Scoot 235 kilometers. He's pushing at 3.6. He'll be flying next to me on that pace, on a stunt climb, like it's nothing. Insane to see though. Insane to see that. Yeah, I can see he's going a little bit slow now because he hit those 10,000. That's nice. I thought he would be flying past me for what's a kilo. Let's see if we can see him behind us. There he is. He's probably the guy on the trunk. Join my wheel scoot. Send him a message. There we go. This crazy man. Let's try and pull him a little bit where we can. Might be not much, but I'm a big guy. I can take a lot of wind for him, you know? And we're pretty high, there must be like a hard wind on this mountain, this altitude. So you must have a little bit of advantage. Okay, there you go. You flies past me. That's all because of the draft. Look at us go. $12 and 30 minutes on his bike. We've been on it for 1 hour and 20 minutes. So so this is a little bit of the flat section that I was talking about. Like if you've done the first part and then this part, it feels like a little bit recuperation, but you're still doing like 5-6%. Yeah, fake flat for sure. It's a hard part mentally because you think it gets easier, but it doesn't really. Yep, exactly. And it gives like the false feeling that you're close, but it's still 6 turns, which is still a pretty long way to go, right? Well, you've done already 14 turns, but still. Yeah, something like that. Like I do feel like I'm training the climbing here because the feeling is pretty realistic in the legs, but you're not pushing as hard as you should if you're really climbing it for a race or for training, and that makes it feel nicer because you go at a comfortable tempo and you can still talk and still be like all happy about it. I'm also looking forward to the descent, right? It's always nice to see my guy cruising down for like 10 minutes. And you've done half the work for me, which I very much appreciate. I've been thinking after the Yoga Pretzel, the next big ride is the PRL Full, which is 173 kilometers. And yeah, we'll get to Century. How is it called? Century? Whatever, the 160 kilometers badge, so 100 miles. We'll get that in that ride as well. So after, if we complete the Uber successfully, I guess that's our next big one. 6-hour ride and get 2 badges. I was wondering though, but I think I know the answer already. If you do the PRL full, do you also get the PRL half, or do you have to do it separate? I'm pretty sure you have to do it separate, because you have, for every batch you have to reselect a route. But still, you get both? Really? That's interesting. Ah yeah, but you don't get the half, right? You get PRL full if you select full, but you don't get half for your full effort. Yeah, that's what I thought. So yeah, those 2 badges is a nice combination, right? To have that 160k ride together with one of the longest badges, well, the longest badge in Zwift. And if you look at it, it does sound a little bit easier than the Uber Pretzel, even though it's very much longer, because you have almost the same altitude meters in the end, but it's a shorter climb that you have to do 11 times. And I'd rather do 11 times a 300-meter climb than 4 1K climbs, for example. I think the hardest part of the Uber Pretzel will be this climb, which we are doing now. Oof. You did the 160-kilometer batch already? I have the 100K because I did it together with the 25 laps around the volcano, which was my really first big challenge in Zwift. I think I did like 1 month or 2 months after I started with Zwift. It's a pretty flat route. It's still a long ride though. I enjoyed that one. The Uber will be a pretty much a little bit harder. For one, it's longer and it has a lot more altitude in it. But if we'll be climbing the first climbs like we're doing now, around 200 watts, and if we drink and eat enough, I think we can do good and finish it in a good way. Okay, crazy. My longest outdoor ride is 213 kilometers. My longest indoor ride is the 100 I was just talking about. So there's a big difference between that. Meanwhile, we are almost at turn 4. We are a little bit behind you, Doom, but you see there's some other people doing it. As Burn Viavesting here, just past me. 114K So I guess he's around halfway. Crazy people. You think? Man. That 100k inside. I have to, as you say, it was a flat one. So I took a TT bike, Volcano flat. I did, I think, in 3 hours and was it 3 hours flat or was it a little bit more? I don't know, just over 3 hours, I think. It felt okay because the laps are pretty short and it feels like it's counting well. I've been doing races 8 laps and 10 laps there, so you're like, okay, that's twice that. You are going a bit slower though. I think back then my goal was to have high 6-minute laps on my own, which was around the pace I was really aiming for, that 7 minute. Every time I was under that 7 minute, I felt like I was on a really good pace. Yeah, that's true. It's been only after that we pushed at, I think our fastest lap was 5 minutes and 20 seconds or something around that volcano, which is a crazy difference with the first laps I was doing. You are 1 minute and 20 seconds ahead of me, the game says. That's good guy is in front of me as well. I didn't know. Let's see if we can ramp it up a bit. That's pretty fast, man. That's true. Trying to pick up our scoot friend again. Thought he was behind us the entire time. But we're getting close. There we go. No problem, man. It's, to be honest, perfect. Together with the ride we just did, we'll be climbing almost 1,000 meters today. And this pace is awesome. I like this pace. Half of the Alp, and like I'm getting a sweat. My heart rate is up, you can see 150. We just did a bigger effort though. It's perfect. 3 more turns to join this guy. Let's give him a wheel a bit. And here you are, man. It's nice to have the energy to like catch up 15 seconds and then sit back in pretty easy. Doesn't happen a lot that you have this energy at turn 3. To be honest, if you do a 24-hour ride, I would just do Fuego flats, or in the worst case to combine it with Titan's Grove. But if you do it on Fuego flats, you can get insane numbers, man. A couple of my team members did it last month, start of April somewhere, and they managed to do 777 kilometers in that 24 hours. And I think they took like 3 20-minute breaks during that. But that's crazy numbers, right? 700k in run rides. Well, 777 to be exact. I think they were just doing it around 2.5 watts a kilo. A couple of them together. But if you do a 24-hour challenge, that's a nice goal to have with like maximum distance in that 24 hours. And if you do like climbing, if you do it on the Alp, you're crazy. You're just insane. But like if you add Titan's Grove to it, it does give a little change of scenery, which is nice, but it goes slower as well, so you will do less distance in the end. So I'm not sure what the goal really is. I think personally I would go for that flat, high distance push and really go for it. As for distance wise, get my max effort in one ride in, and I'll take the scenery with me, put on the stream, maybe put on like a series, some movies, and just go for it. I don't think he's, as I've seen Jim saying, he's not going for 2 times. He's just gonna finish up this climb, I guess. 10,000 was his was his goal, and he's way past that already. This crazy guy. Just an easy 10K, you know. Little bit of sweat going. Man, that's crazy mentally, right? You hit the 10K, you hit your goal, and still he's like, I'm gonna finish this climb. I'm gonna go ahead and finish this climb because I can. That's crazy attitude, man. I like it. I would be rolling off the bike, laying flat on the ground for like an hour, passing out a few times. But he's like, no, I'm gonna finish this bitch. That's what I finished. Crazy. Last corner, boys. Last corner. This is the point where you actually know you're about to finish the climb. I'll not, man. You can see 3 weeks ago we did 63 minutes and 11 seconds. And that's actually our very best time up this hill. So we started the climb halfway, and we still don't beat the live results of this mountain for the entire climb. It's insane. Some people are really insane. Let me hold back a bit for our scoot to come back. 8 seconds behind. I actually did almost 600 meters of climbing still. The entire climb is about 1,000, right? If you just calculate from the start of the till the finish, I think it's 1,000 something. So we actually did a little bit more than half of it, which is nice. Together with the 340 we just did. We're actually close to 1,000 meters today, which is awesome. Perfect. 1040. So yeah, we did a little bit over half us towards altitude meters. And I wasn't really expecting, here he is. Wasn't really expecting of climbing this altitude today. So thank you for inviting me here, man. Yeah, it's a perfect exercise day. We got this our knee loose a bit. We were almost 2 hours on the bike. 1000 altitude meters, some good old fat burning, and some nice chats in between. Meanwhile, this guy is finishing, this crazy guy. He's actually doing it. There we go. Do we get the wheel? Ah, we don't get the wheel because we joined the halfway up. We don't get the wheel. That's okay, right? I really thought we would get it, but actually it makes so much sense that we don't. Some people will actually like just join in last turn and try to get the wheel. He got a bike? The wheels. Yep. Free descent, man, free descent. Little more than half the work up and the full enjoyment down. I am still feeling fresh, so if we didn't have the 100k kilometer per hour badge, we would have gone for it now because we have the arrow. And yeah, we have fresh legs to have like 1000-watt sprint. But we got that one by accident last week on the Epic when coming down of the tower, the radio tower. We hit it, I think, with a draft while going down. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I did the full route. And I only hit 340 altitude meters, so 583 now is almost double that in 46 minutes. So actually perfect. We couldn't imagine a better ride today. That's crazy, man. 35k? Really? $35k in 1 month? Man. You're insane. Now I've been focusing on climbing. I'm doing about 3,000, around 3,000 average a week for the last 3 weeks. I just got the email So that's nice. Zwift sends you these emails every Sunday, right? So we're averaging about 3,000 meters a week. So that means we're doing 12,000 altitude meters a month, and that's with actually focusing on climbing. So doing 35K in 1 month is berserks. But yeah, I'm happy with that. Let's have a quick look where we stand now with the challenge. We are at 43,560. That means we still have to go 3,500 meters. 3,500 meters in 14 days almost. So that should be easy, right? The Alp alone gets 1,000 meters. So 1 kilometer is the Alp alone. If you do the lead in, you get an extra 100. So you have like 1,100 altitude meter for one ride. Because normally, if you cannot join anybody who is actually doing it, you have to do the lead in as well. So it takes a little bit of time to get there, but you get 100 meters extra as well. But we have to be at 47,000 to start the Uber pretzel. Well, yeah, 47,500. But that means, yeah, 3,500 meters, so 3.5 kilometers to go. That's three times and a half of the Alp in 2 weeks. So we'll get there. We have been doing great last couple of days. This ride has been perfect, 1K in one ride. So if we be able to do like 300-400 meters a day, we'll get there for sure. You funny, man. No. We'll be doing a few more of these badges rides in the next 2 weeks because those are really awesome for getting those altitude meters in together with the badge. So I like to do these ones in preparation of. They're also a little bit longer than my crit races because if you do crit race, we have a warm up 20 minutes and then 25 minutes of racing. So only 55 minutes on the bike, and we only get like 150 altitude meters. So those aren't ideal, although we do like them, and I still want to keep doing them. So we'll be adjusting between those. Do a crit race when we can, and then do something like this, like today. Perfect, man. Perfect. Yeah, it's been awesome. I've been in another screen and it's been going down the entire time. I like it. So like today, we've been 1 hour and 45 minutes of riding, pretty easy. We went a little bit heavier on the climb here in the end with you, but that's okay. Was still not pushing myself at all, except for the little 15-second gap. We really went good. My knee is feeling really good on the bike, so hopefully that stays like that when we're getting off. But the plan is in motion, guys. The plan is in motion. We have until 11th of May, and I'm hoping to do it on the 11th itself. Just ban the first day of vacation. Go for the Uber pretzel. That's the goal, and we should be able to get 3.5K against them. Yeah, so true. The first time I went up the Alp, I was so tired. Like I told you, I was doing 200 watts average up the entire mountain. It was only 1 year ago. I was really, really dead when I reached the top. And I was so dead, I didn't even want to wait to go downhill. I just quit. I just exit the game, went for a shower. YOLO, fuck this. I've had altitude sickness before. I've done a few mountain climbs. I've done the Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa and Mount Fuji in Japan. So I've been climbing a fair bit, not that much, not that technical, but I've been on pretty high altitude. Kilimanjaro is 6K in altitude, and I was pretty sick there. Mount Fuji was better because Mount Fuji is only one night of climbing, while Mount Kilimanjaro was 4 days of climbing. But it's the longer you stay at altitude, the more chance you have of being getting sick. That was kind of the case. I don't think the Alp gives altitude sickness though, because 2.5 kilometers in altitude, I don't think that's low enough oxygen to actually get in trouble. I think it only starts around 3K. Yeah, they're really worth it, man. If you ever get the chance to get to Tanzania in Africa, you should actually get 1 week extra for climbing that mountain. It's really great experience, really nice views. It's not there. There's a very technical route, but there's some easier routes as well. Same for Fuji. On Fuji, you don't need any ropes. You can just go on it. I think I think you can actually. The end point of both mountains will be very, very hard, but riding down is possible on both mountains, easy for sure. I think if you can get your bike up there on both of them, even you and I are able to ride down the entire ride for sure, if you know the way though. Kilimanjaro does has, because it's a volcano, it has the last couple of 600 meters, something like that, which takes a lot of climbing though. It is very deep and loose rocks, so it's gonna be hard. You will fall down, I guess, a few times. Yeah, we're here, man. Looks like we made it. I'm gonna go for 300 meters more. I just want to hit that 20K badge. It's not a badge, but it feels like I completed it. Straight in the jungle. I do have a lot of routes on Watopia left, so I'm focusing on the other worlds first. I've did Mount Triglav in Slovenia as well. We actually failed that one. I think 200 meters off the top, I turned around back down because the goal was to do it in 1 day. We started in the early morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't want to stay overnight on the mountain. So the goal was to climb up and down and be down before it gets really dark around 8 p.m., which is possible if you keep going. But at some point I lost my GoPro. It fell out of my bag, so I had to go back 1 hour. Actually found it 1 hour we had to climb up 1 hour again, so that's 2 hours lost. So I lost a lot of time and energy there. I kept climbing with my friends until the last hut before the top, and that's where I decided to get back down because I wasn't really prepared on staying there for the night, and yeah, didn't feel right. So I wanted to get down anyhow. So I left the top for what it was and went down. Got there just after dark, so I was happy. Almost got lost. We almost had to stay in the woods because we didn't find our car. It's crazy, man. Crazy adventure. But we actually got there. Thanks for the invite, man. Thanks for inviting me on the climb. It was really nice. You deserve them. You deserve them. I think I have something to eat as well. Still feeling a bit hungry as well. Really nice to be. No, I've went there though because if you are on top of the Mount Fuji, you can see the entire forest under you, the suicide forest. You can visit it, and then you probably see some dead bodies if you lurk around. But that wasn't really my type of tourism at that point. But I saw the forest. Didn't went around and have a look. Yeah, see you soon, man. See you tomorrow probably for another ride. Knee is feeling crazy good, so hopefully we're back in business. Thanks for the invite, and see you guys, all the guys that have been here. Physic, Doom, everybody. Thank you, man. And I see you guys hopefully tomorrow for a race or another badge hunt. See ya.